Here on 4th Street Sports Show, Dima Mixon, Jackson Kennedy, Devin Witson, Zion Cochran. We are outside because there was not an SD card in our studio, so this is your podcast for the day. You have 3 videos to get you ready for Southern Miss Mississippi State this weekend in Starkville, Mississippi. I think the number one question is, coming in about, I think when we were standing on the field, Zion, me, and Jackson, at the South Alabama game, we were going, oh goodness, this is a 1-11 team, and now we're sitting here going, can Southern Miss beat Mississippi State? Is that possible? I feel like that's just an unbelievable change in circumstances, and it's all been because of the change in the offense. Right when they changed play calling, this team has looked completely different, and I think all 4 of us expect Ethan Crawford to play on Saturday. From what we saw in practice, I would just say that we would have had a debate on that on our show, but of course we don't have a show. But I want to start with, can Southern Miss beat Mississippi State? Is that possible? Zion, what do you think first?
To be honest, this may sound cruel, but absolutely not. The Golden Eagles will
absolutely
not.
Wow.
Absolutely not. The Golden Eagles have no chance of going to Starkville and coming out with a W.
You don't know ball.
And just being objective, guys.
You don't know ball.
Just being extremely objective. This may sound cruel, what I'm about to say here. Just when it's simply, a lot of times it comes down to resources and money a lot of times. And I just feel the MSU is a better program in terms of coaching. Although they do have a new interim head coach. But with that said, I still feel that they're just a better overall program and team than the Golden Eagles. And I do anticipate the Golden Eagles losing this game by a significant margin as well.
So Zion says absolutely not. Southern Miss cannot compete in this game. Devin, do you agree with Zion and is absolutely not?
Absolutely not. I do not agree with him. Okay. So no disrespect, Zion. I'm not trying to be as dark as the sky is right now.
Okay.
But seeing this Southern Miss team, how they've been over these last couple of games, I mean, obviously I wasn't there in Mobile because I don't have transportation. I'm just a freshman, guys. Allow it. But I thought season's over. It was done. I went on a rant for 6 minutes, probably 7. Who knows? I was dooming for the worst. But now here we are, weeks later, and I truly believe with Ethan Crawford under center and with how Frank Gore's been running the ball, really just the offense in general, I truly believe that the Southern Miss Golden Eagles will go up to Starkville and they will win either by 1 score or 2 scores.
Devin's giving you a preview his game pick. I think the question, Jackson, is can Southern Miss compete? And I think that any form of competition on Saturday in Starkville is going to be considered a win for this program. The last time Southern Miss went up to Starkville didn't go so well. 38-15 loss up in Starkville with what I would argue was a way better Southern Miss team in 2019. Obviously a better Mississippi State team in 2019. But the question remains, can Southern Miss go up to Starkville and compete? Don't give away your game pick, but can they compete?
Southern Miss can compete, and Southern Miss can win. I'm not going to give away my game picks, but saying absolutely not is very reductive, especially when Devin said no disrespect. I mean all disrespect. If you're going to make a claim like that, you got to know ball. And my friend, look, it's okay to make bold claims, but no ball. And right now you don't know ball, my friend. Look, the reason why, Zion, I love you, man, but you said they got better coaching. Which of these 2 teams has a head coach right now? Which of these? And the thing is, which of these 2 teams has looked better coached this season? And Mississippi State looked better coached, but in the last couple of weeks, which of the teams has looked better coached? And that's been Southern Miss. And the thing is, one team was in a state of decline, and now it's in a pitfall. The other team was in a state of decline, and now they've shot up like a rocket. This game, it's going to be a lot closer than they think because, resources and talent, that is a big, big deal. It's a big deal. And in both of those, Mississippi State is better. They have more resources. They have better recruiting. They have better facilities. They have better talent because of their capabilities in which to do so. However, teams that are in state, people that didn't get recruited, that went to Starkville Academy, Starkville High School, that are at Southern Miss now, and people that went to Mississippi State but didn't get a start, which are 4 of the players on this roster, what they're going to do is, whenever they get there, this is the most, Will Hall said it Tuesday, this is the most excited the program has been about a game since he can remember. This is the most exciting that he's been about a game since he can remember. This team is going to play up to Mississippi State. They're going to play up to them. Now, given Mississippi State's going to be playing a lot harder than people think, because I don't know if you've seen the statistic, but teams win over 80% of the time after they fire a head coach. The first game, they win almost 80% of the time, if not more. And then if they win that first game, the second game, they almost always lose. But it's that first little spark, that first little bit of fire, that first little bit of anger, just letting out frustration of either you should have kept them, we're going to play hard, or you should have let them go a long time ago, we're playing hard. But I don't know if that fire and that zeal can match what Southern Miss is bringing up to Starkville this weekend. Absolutely, Southern Miss can win. The question is, will they?
Yeah, I think it's one of three things, in my opinion, about whether or not Southern Miss can win this game. I think first and foremost, can this secondary defend the speed in the town of the SEC? And I know Southern Miss fans don't like to hear that. I know that it's like they're tired of hearing about the SEC and all this. Here's the bottom line. The SEC is a far superior conference than the Sun Belt. I don't care what you say. It's the best conference in the country. So you can't look at me with a straight face and say that that they're not more speed and athletic. These are 4 stars. These are 3 stars. Maybe a couple 5 stars. I don't think Mississippi State has a 5-star on their offense. But so I really think it'll come down to a lot to how the secondary can play against those Mississippi State wide receivers. And obviously Mississippi State's quarterback situation, which is my number 2, is a significant deal in this game, I think. I think it's even more of a significant deal than Southern Miss's quarterback problem right now. This is a team that is on their 3rd-string quarterback. He's a true freshman. And maybe Will Rogers plays as we have a graduate spraying her champagne. I thought that was going to get on me. But congratulations to her. But anyways, yeah, I know. I just heard.
You're 5 miles away, dude.
We're not 5 miles away. Okay, so anyways, but their quarterback situation is almost worse than Southern Miss because they don't really know who's going to be at center. And so that's something to watch. And third, how will this offensive line go up against what I think is one of the better defensive lines in the SEC, regardless of their record? They do rank top 50 in the country in run defense. So I think this is a better Mississippi State team than some people are giving. Yes, they're on the downward spiral, and yes, they're on the downward train. But as Jackson said, I actually think they're going to play better since they fired their coach. And you know what their coach know what their coach is saying? He's saying, let's go win the state. Let's go win the state championship. They get Southern Miss this week. They get Ole Miss next week, right? So they get 2 back-to-back in-state rivalries to get them to a bowl game. So there's something for Mississippi State to play for. There's something for Southern Miss to play for. But I would argue that this is Southern Miss's bowl game. This is the game that they are going to put all their marbles in. That's why I expect Ethan Crawford to play. That's why I expect this secondary to play probably one of their better games of the season, especially in the guy I've driven the bus for all season, and Dylan Lawrence, who's a transfer from Mississippi State. Actually, I think you're always going to play better against a team you transferred. So I think it's an absolute 100% yes, Southern Miss can compete in this game. Can they win? I don't know. I mean, do you trust Ethan Crawford? I mean, it would be pretty incredible for Southern Miss to be like driving for the win at the end of the game, right? Like that would be pretty incredible. Yeah. So, like, can you trust a Billy Wiles or Ethan Crawford to go into Starkville and win? I can't personally, but I don't think it's as Zion said, absolutely not. It's right. It's hard to picture it happening, but I think there's room where Southern Miss can compete in certain areas in the game where it's definitely possible. Zion, Jackson, and I will be at the game. Devin will be watching from wherever he's watching from. We'll give you all the coverage there in Hillcrest Hall. We'll give you all the coverage there in Starkville this weekend. Stay tuned. Look for other videos on this site for bowl predictions and game picks. And go follow us on Twitter to get all the updates from the game here on sm2media.com. Jackson Kennedy, Zion Cochran, Devin Witson, Dima Mixon, thanks for watching.